Trouble in Paradise. Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Welcome to the show. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, let me politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought and hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these very, very tricky times. All right, friends, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. We got another hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Trouble in Paradise. Today, we're going to take a look at some property at one of the most desirable places in the world to live. And let me just tell you, friends, we're going to basically talk about the luxury market. The luxury market is a very good indicator on the health and the fitness of the real estate industry as a whole. Luxury tends to be a pretty good forward indicator because you see, when you start freezing luxury in place, that's where the money's at. It's going to trickle all the way down to the middle, to the lower class. Everybody will, in fact, get hit. Everybody's always shopping property that's affordable. Right now, that's been virtually impossible as we've stifled inventory, put too much upward pressure on the real estate market, and now it's in a big fat bubble. And anytime the market exhibits bubble behavior, they've in fact crashed. So anybody ruling out a crash clearly has financial gain, cheerleading the markets to try to get you off the fence to buy in this climate. And there's certain times, that's my job, hopefully, is to just show you where there's some safety. You don't get hurt necessarily when you buy. You get hurt when you are forced to sell. But right now, what we're seeing, the continued trend continues to be price drops, is stuck on market, days on market. And, that's just the realities of where we're at. We are now in a risen interest rate environment, but it hasn't done much to prices yet in many, many areas. Now, all areas will behave differently. We've talked about this many times before. Real estate is local. Some areas behave differently. I've always said, even where I'm sitting today, an episode of $1 Million a Listing, a very euphoric, sought-after destination city, a lot of tourism, a lot of money, will be the last to get hit. Maybe the first to rebound. Slightly recession insulated, but not recession proof. And listen, just on a side note, even here, as I monitor the health and the fitness of my own local market, what I'm seeing is an alarming trend, really, is price drops with rentals. People are getting stuck on the market now with their rentals, and they price gouged. They started price gouging tenants, and it's just all coming to a head right now. I continue to get notifications, price drops on rentals. That was rare. This is a new trend that I'm seeing right here in my own backyard, in a place where it's much cheaper to rent than it is to own, and even rents are dropping there. But today, to drive our point home, one of you, a subscriber, and I'm working with a lot of you guys right now examining properties and giving my take on, like, if we were to buy here, this is my advice, this is the way what we need to do. And anybody that's watched this channel before knows there's a lot of things I say, and one of them is never fall in love with the home. As soon as you fall in love with it, they got you. If you're trying to make smart moves right now, the last thing you need to do is fall in love with the home. Why, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you, because you might need to walk away if your offer doesn't stick. And I'm not the type of agent that's just going to let you go walk off a cliff. I know to become successful, I have to make you successful. I got to take care of you. I don't want to call in the middle of the night, Scott, we lost a job, we're losing our home. We examine a lot of things here at the channel to make sure if something ever happened to you, you will be okay. But a subscriber sent in an email. I thought it was a pretty good one. It's a part of the country I love. I know you guys would probably, many of you have been there, would love to go there too. A lot of people would love to even own there. This subscriber wants to buy there, but they're like, hey, what do you think about this? So without further ado, to drive today's point home, let's jump over to a property, examine it, then we're going to meet back here, wrap this one up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up and strap in our subscriber rights. Would you please speak about the Honolulu housing market? Of course, we are the most expensive state to live in, but it seems our housing market is hardly affected due to the wealthy Japanese buyers. I love this house and would make it my forever home, but I remember a model like this was just about $850,000 before the pandemic. Iwa Beach, Hawaii is a very nice area and I currently rent. Should I wait for prices to subside? Well, maybe let's jump over and take a look. All right, friends, welcome to a beautiful property in Hawaii. Anybody would probably love to live here, and our house looks stunning. An absolutely beautiful home, a luxury feel in a beautiful part of the country. Absolutely no reason anybody wouldn't want to call this home, and in fact, just like our subscriber, make it their forever home. Now let's get into the numbers. But before we do, let's go ahead and take a little look at our description. And as we can see here, it says it features 43 leased solar panels. You're probably going to have to assume this lease. It's not owned by the owner, and that's potentially more of a liability than an asset. The next thing we see is we have a pretty lengthy property description. A lot of times that can show overselling the home. Now let's look a little further. It gets better or worse depending on how you look at it. Our property is currently stuck on the market at $1.4 million, the upper end of its price range. Right now, you have to be at least at the mid-range and possibly lower value range of your property to get anybody over to the house. Nobody races over to a house that's priced at the top of the market. Another strike against our property. As we can see here, it had huge run-ups like most places in the crisis, and now it's starting its downward trend. That's not what you want if you're coming on the market at the top of a property's price range and you're now showing a reverse course. Take a look at a little price history, and as we can see here, we're stuck on the market at $1.4 million, and we are now officially chasing the market, stuck on market, showing multiple price reductions to try to get somebody off the fence to buy. Unfortunately, they're not reducing it enough to get anybody off the fence. Now, let's see the tail in the tape. If we were to give them today's asking price of $1.4 million with the standard amount down at today's interest rate, our approximate cost to carry would be $8,200 a month just for mortgage servicing alone. Now let's see what our rent range is. It shows an estimated rent range of $4,700 a month, making this one a complete upside down purchase. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So there you go. Hawaii, great place, great vacation city, similar to where I'm sitting now. You get cruise liners showing up here, a lot of tourism. A lot of people want to come to these types of places, and Hawaii is probably the pinnacle of that. And like our subscriber said, I have a hard time, even though I can afford this thing. It's 1.4. It was sold in 2018 in the 8s. That's almost double of what it was back in just a short 5 years ago. So I don't blame them. But the realities are this. That's strike one. Strike two is your cost to carry the property is way above its rent range. So for most people, for me, I would say, no way, Jose, don't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. And here's the realities. That thing is stuck on the market. It's been on for 160-something days with a handful of saves. People are not touching that type of high-end, high-dollar property right now. It's, in fact, getting frozen in place. And listen, friends, that's the realities of really what's going on right now with real estate almost as a whole, but especially in areas like we looked at today. It's frozen in place. People are landlocked. They got euphoric recall. I deal with sellers constantly. Talked to one of you yesterday. I'm on the market. I got an offer, but now I think maybe I can get more. I don't know what to do. Listen, if you got a good offer, take it. Take it, especially if you only have one offer. If you have multiple offers, well, maybe that's a sign that you've got a property that's being sought after. If you got one offer and it's close to where you're listed at, take the offer is my advice. But the realities are this. The luxury market has now been frozen in place, and this is happening all across America. Pretty much every price range, because interest rate hikes have been insane. It's cooled these markets right off. Unfortunately, the only thing left to subside is prices. And because of the lack of inventory, this is what happens on the front end of a recession. People start to batten down the hatches and hunker down. They think they can tolerate these payments. We're getting reports of people, their discretionary spending now dictating that, or reflecting that in fact, they're trying to tighten their belts to hang on to the house. And as a trained salesman, I've always told you guys this, is second I sell you a house, what happens? It becomes all about the house. You are tied to that house. It has got you. And a lot of people, over 10 million, went out and bought at the top of this bubble. And they didn't stop there. They went above and beyond appraised values, bidding wars. They competed for the house. So the last thing they want to do is give up the house because they put so much pressure to get the house in the first place. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy who wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the biggest artificially induced housing bubble ever produced in world history was zero organic growth, market manipulation. A casino climate probably is not going to sustain itself. Today, we looked at a property with many days on the market that had way too big a run-ups in a price bracket that very few people can afford in the first place. This thing will start from the top and trickle its way down. I'm going to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.